suited because what it is, to be real, is we're not normal everyday people anymore.
Nope.
And people have to understand that. We are now stock traders.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yep.
We are now business moguls.
Yep.
Okay?
If you
We
will,
are
yes.
now
We're the new Gary Vee.
financial experts.
Yep.
Yeah.
New Jordan Belfort, the Mexican Jordan Belfort.
Yes.
The Mexican.
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah. The Mexican.
the
What's his name?
Chupacabra of Wall Street.
Exactly. Exactly. That's us.
So we are full-blown professionals now.
Yeah.
So thanks to the power of Robinhood,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Robin the Hood.
we
Hey.
talked about this last night.
Yes. So
Okay,
let's get
so-
into basically the GameStop stock shooting up. You know, I had my stock in since, you know, I had been early playing PS2 games. So, you know,
Right.
I believed in the company early on.
Yeah. I had
Right.
my stock before Robinhood was a thing.
I'm not
Yeah, you know,
18, so
I
can't
had
stop.
to you know, I
I came out the womb with GameStop stock.
Like I had to
Right.
call GameStop and said, "Hey, yo, can I get some stock?" Like I
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
stocked. But can you get into a little bit of the what was
the
really happening behind
technicalities?
the scenes?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
technicality
Go ahead,
of what
Adam
short
Smith.
means.
Oh my god.
Our economist here.
No, don't put that on me.
Yes, we have an economist here. We have a trained professional in the room.
No.
Knows all about it.
No.
Go ahead and give it
So
to him.
basically, what happened was, to put the big picture into something small. So you have all these hedge fund dudes, and they're
What's a hedge fund for starters?
okay. So a hedge fund is basically a group of investors, and they put all this money together, and they have people to run it, and they're gonna make investments in the stock market, buy stocks, dividends. I mean, stocks, bonds, what have you. They're going to do all these things to basically make their investors money.
Right.
So they run the fund. So like collectively, all the money gets to however much you put in. This is how much you made, blah, 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 so forth.
Right.
So these professional investors are looking at GameStop, and they're saying, well, this company has been on the downturn for some time now. It hasn't made money in 2 years. People can actually like download video games. You don't really have to go to a store to download video games. If you want to sell your old Xbox 360, you don't have to go get ripped off. You can sell it on OfferUp for probably some more money.
Yeah.
Right.
So they started shorting the stock, meaning that they were gonna basically, this stock's worthless now. We're gonna get rid of it.
Well, the way that I understood that short trading stock thing was the way that it was explained to me was like, let's just say you buy a stock, you borrow a stock. So you borrow a stock from somebody, and it's that stock's worth $10.
Exactly.
So you borrowed this one stock, you sell it immediately at the price that it was going for. So you sell it at $10. You're betting that the stock's going to fall like it's been doing historically.
Yeah.
So then it drops down to $7 a share. You buy it back for $7 a share.
Yeah.
You keep the $3
Yeah,
profit. You give them their stock back. You made $3. But on a wider scale,
right.
you're going through that.
So that's basically what happened. And so you got all these dudes on Reddit who I feel like this had to have started as a meme. Like
Everything kind of does.
Yeah, so like I think these people were like pissed off because they were all gamers, and they were like, "No, we're gonna start buying GameStop stock to make the price rise," even though the company is not worth what the stock value is right now. I mean, it's crazy that on Wednesday the market had like one of its worst days, and GameStop stock was still like doing well. So yeah, basically what they started doing was they were saying like, don't sell, keep buying, making the price rate like inflate. So then people like the hedge fund dudes were losing a bunch of money
because they were forced to, instead of buying it at that $7 or whatever, now they're forced to buy it at this super high price to get that stock back.
Exactly.
And by my understanding, it got so bad that it was billions of dollars, to the point where the specific hedge fund that it affected the most, that was really into the whole GameStop thing, like had to go bankrupt.
Yeah,
like, they had
and
to file for
was it
bankruptcy.
70 billion?
And they started. Well,
No, I thought it was 1.6 billion.
It was funny because they started crying like, you guys are cheating, like you're manipulating the stock market, telling people to buy.
Well, no, that's just how stock works.
Well,
It's the
but the thing
popularity
is,
of the stock.
I feel like all these big companies do that all the time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's nothing different from what they do. They just didn't like it that someone on the outside did it to them.
So let's get into that. So now what it seems like is, to me, it seems like a big change in the times where the people have the power. And we started seeing that. I think social media
leveled the playing field,
going through everything. So you saw that with entertainment, with YouTube and stuff, where it went from like the big networks deciding who can say what, or what's going to be good, what's going to be shown, and what the people get to see. And then now people being like, hey, I can just put something out there, and if enough people like it, then it is what it is.
I mean, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. And so also in the financial world, it always seemed like, well, there was this barrier to entry of you have to be having this much money, and you have to be a part of this hedge fund, or you have to be a part of like this, corporation of investors, or whatever it is, that there's this barrier to entry of people knowing the stock market and being able to play.
Yeah.
Right. And now that everyone's able to play with things like Robinhood, I think it's shifted.
So that's my next point is, I know we were like cracking jokes and stuff at the beginning, but I would not recommend people to day trade on Robinhood. Me, myself, I'm more of a long-term investor kind of person. Like if you want to end up wealthy, I think long-term investing is the way to go. Doing this day trading like on these like penny stocks essentially it's kind of a recipe for disaster. Like you're essentially at the craps table, like shooting dice, see what happens.
Yeah. And for people who are fine with that, understand what they're doing, and have the money to do so.
Yeah. Exactly. If you have the means to do it, but do not quit your job.
Oh, and say, I'm about to sit behind this Robinhood all day. No. So let's be real. What does this change into a lot of other stuff? Because I done got my $3 worth of Doge coin. Have y'all gotten y'all's Doge coins yet?
I don't know. I can't stock.
No.
I can't.
So you know what's going on with that. You know what's going on with that. That's another meme stock.
Yeah, that's another
where
meme
it's basically like, the dog meme, the Doge.
Mm-hmm.
God, yes.
So it's a Doge coin.
Right.
And it's a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And what they're basically saying is it's a whole page. They're on the Reddits too. They're on all the pages.
Wait.
And they're straight up like hey, we're trying to get this stock up to $1. So it was like at 0.005.
Yeah.
Or it started up maybe at like 0.003 or something.
Right.
And so like I bought my little $3 worth of Dogecoin, and we about to see how this market finna go. We're about to see if, because all y'all pussies finna pull up in a Honda, and y'all gonna see
scared money don't make money.
You gonna see me and my Tezzy off my Dogecoin. So
No, that's not how it works.
It's gonna happen.
It's not how it works.
Now
listen to Zen, not Pablo. In this case.
And here's what I did. If I'm being real, I like to play with Robinhood just to understand how it works.
For sure.
With small amounts of money.
Yeah.
So like I threw $5 into Bitcoin, right?
Right.
And then I made $2 off of that. So then I pulled my $7 out of Bitcoin and then put $3 into Dogecoin and $4 back into Bitcoin. And I'm just seeing how the market, how these small numbers, like what's my return? Okay, so what's going on percentage wise?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just like messing around, seeing how things go.
Very low risk.
It's a
very, very low risk.
But with the people with GameStop, it's a game of musical chairs that's going to end really badly.
Okay. Now, I think it's going to end badly because we can already see.
You're playing GameStop is not worth what the stock price is right now.
But I feel like all that shit's fake at the end of the day. Like, what's really worth what?
That's another thing that, like, when it comes to retail, I think, because I was reading like all these articles, and then they were saying that the game is essentially changing because people are still buying the stock, even though the company's not worth that, and it's not viable. Like, it's not worth what it is.
The company isn't going to meet the criteria
exactly.
which it's selling its stocks.
Yeah.
Or at which their stocks are being sold.
But because people are still buying it,
right?
It's still like I don't know, man. At some point it has to pop. At some point someone has to say, hey, this company's not worth what it is. And when that day comes, if you're still holding on to your shares,
I feel like that happens to a lot of companies.
It's going to blow up in your face. It's what's going to happen, yeah.
If Amazon claims that they don't make money every year for the sake of taxes, how is their stock always up?
Well,
that's
different.
Yeah. Is it though? That's the thing is we're looking at it in different ways because they make their money in other ways.
They know the tax. That's just them knowing the tax code and knowing how to get tax breaks. It's not that they're saying that they don't get.
It's the same reason that Donald Trump pays $750 in his taxes annually.
But that's what I'm saying is I feel like this is all a game and it's all kind of bullshit. It's all like what we make it. So it's just like money in general. If we say it has worth, and it has worth. In the same way with the stock, that if people on Reddit said, hey, we're going to say that this stock has worth.
So they gave it worth.
So we can give whatever we want worth, whatever we choose
worth.
has worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, like this is the thing is that someone's gonna move on to the next thing, and that's the day that it's gonna pop.
Right.
Because
that's just how social media and everything just works. Everything that's the whole game. It's like there's attention to it, and then it's like we don't care about that anymore. And then that's when you're saying the stock's just gonna plummet.
It's gonna dip. And if you're holding to a lot of shares of that, and it's scary because you don't know when it's gonna happen. Like I said, it's a game of hot potato or musical chairs. You know, it's gonna happen when it happens, and hopefully, if you had a lot of money in it, you're not holding it anymore, and you realized your short-term capital gains. And
now,
I salute you for it.
Real quick, though, before we get off of this topic, I just want to close out with wondering, what are we going to do, or what's going to happen with things like now Robinhood being like, oh, wait, we got to put a stop to you guys doing what you guys are doing.
I do not want to be Robinhood right now because they're going to... It's crazy what they did because they restricted trades on the GameStop stock because all the hedge fund dudes were crying about it. So I don't know, man.
Because I know they can try to say it was stock manipulation on the Reddit users, but then you're manipulating the stock.
Exactly. So then the SEC was like trying to regulate, trying to figure out what's going on, and basically they couldn't. From what I've read so far, is that they can't say it was manipulation of the stock market yet.
It wasn't.
Because it's exactly. So like
according to the rules, if we're playing by the rule book here, it's not manipulation of the stock. If it's a popular stock, no matter where it's popular from, and nowadays it's gonna get popular like it did from social media.
It's not that. It was just them saying that like because basically it goes all back to the Reddit thing.
Right. So
they were saying that the Reddit guys were the ones manipulating the stock market by telling people to buy. But yeah, so like. But at the same time, it just feels like it's not any different from what they do.
At this point, it defeats the entire purpose of, like Zen and I were talking about this yesterday. It defeats Robinhood's purpose of
giving power to the people,
power to the people.
Yeah. And but they got at the end of the day, bro. These big companies are gonna look out for their own pocketbooks. And I think with Robinhood, it was more like they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't.
Yeah, no, this was fucked on all scales for them.
They were it was a lose-lose for them.
But now, I mean, it just goes to show that now the people have power. Yeah. We are now Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is what it is.
Here's the thing, though, for Robinhood, though, is like, who do they want to battle? It's like, do they want to battle the individual, or do they want to take on the hedge funds that can like sue them? So I think they try to play it safe and try to like, because they were like all these people. I guess in my head, the way they thought about it is like, we'd rather screw up the individual than the big companies because we're more afraid of like the big hedge funds.